All right, so by way of introduction for you guys that don't know John, this is John Aaron. Call him Bentley John. And I teased him so much about his Mini Cooper that he had that he went out and bought another car, and the other car happened to be a Bentley. You started, come on over here, don't stand behind me. You started in about November of last year.
Correct, yeah.
But when did you do your first deal?
Probably the end of February or March sometime.
Okay.
A couple months I didn't get a deal.
And when I first saw you, you had your leg in a cast.
Yeah,
you were hobbling around.
My knee, yeah.
Tell them how you dislocated your knee. It's an embarrassing story.
Something real manly.
Shoes. It's okay. So while you were in the cast, which I remember being 2 months.
Yeah, I was still hustling, boy.
Were you?
Yeah.
You started from ground zero. Did you have any experience whatsoever before that?
No. I tried to, I had my license as an agent. I tried that. It didn't work out. I didn't do a deal. I felt like I was more natural for investing.
You haven't hit 100 grand a month yet, but you've been pretty close.
I'm close. I'm on my way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I should be there.
So repeat that for them. A month.
Yeah, a month. Yeah.
When he came into me, what did you say to me originally when you came into me?
I was trying to do a deal a week, and I didn't do a deal for a couple months. But
yeah. And now you're in a bad way if you don't do 2 a week.
yeah.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
Awesome.
Yeah, good job. So if you all saw him at the buffet, you know he really likes food. But
I work Broward and Dade, north of the Homestead and south of West Palm. I did a deal in West Palm, but it's hard for me to sell them up there for some reason.
and predominantly the way you sell them is you do put out bandit signs. You do Craigslist.
Craigslist and building advisors list. And
Did you bring some cards? Yeah.
No, I brought
Flyer?
example of
I mentioned to you earlier that he likes to get everybody on his email list. You might as well get on his email list. Yeah.
No, this is just an example of whenever I'm networking, when you guys get started, you want to network and get everybody to like you. I just always keep, you can pass it around.
Oh, thank you.
Properties.
I finally get to work a little. Can I get my copy autographed? Is this your AOinvestments.org? What's your email address?
It's on there. It's on my website.
Okay, so if they go to AOinvestments.org, it's on there, right?
Available right now for sale. So whenever I'm networking, I just give people to meet instead of saying this is what I do, this is what I do. I show them what I have right now, and it usually sparks a conversation or helps them realize what benefits you can bring to them.
Okay, from a double-sided aspect, there's a number of people here that have no idea what real estate investing is until yesterday, and now they're totally confused. But for these people, what would you say to them? Here's a person that wants to be a real estate investor. You were in her spot a year ago.
Yeah. I mean, if you have to really want it. If you kind of want it, when deals fall through and when things don't go right, you might give up. You got to really, it works 100%. If you do what Dave says, it works for sure. But you're going to have doubts, but you can't stop. You just got to do it. Keep following up and keep making offers and it'll work. But you're going to have doubts like every human being does, but it does work for sure.
Now, he works full-time at it, but full-time for him is not 6 or 8 hours a day sometimes.
Yeah, it's more.
Yeah. But where else could you work those hours and make as much money doing anything?
Yeah, nowhere.
No. And, I mean, athletes make more money, but the reality is they have a short lifespan in terms of...
What's your
You can see he's not an athlete.
for you guys as far as hours, for you personally?
For me personally, it all depends. I mean, right now I'm starting to implement a lot of new marketing. So right now I'm working a lot more. I'm working weekends, but usually I usually start around 9 o'clock and end up around 6. Because I would start earlier, but agents and sellers aren't up as early as I can get up. But
Do you have anybody to help you?
yeah, I have an employee. Yeah,
You have an employee?
correct. Now for the last couple months.
Okay, so what is... Go ahead.
I'm sorry.
That's all right.
What do exactly for you? Because that's something that I like to know.
Right now, I just have help on the marketing of selling the properties. So he helps me push the properties. Put them up on different websites, Craigslist. He puts the signs up, and he helps me build my buyers list.
What is
I was doing it all myself for the long.
You were going crazy there for a little
Yeah.
bit. What does your day look like? You get up at 9 o'clock. What do you do first? What do you
First thing I do is make 10 offers. It takes me about 20, 30 minutes. That's nothing. And it's literally nothing because that's all you do. You'll never get a deal. Offers don't mean much. You have to follow up. Next thing I do is follow up during the day. I have about 50 to 100 properties I follow up on every day. If I get in a certain price range that we can make the deal happen, I follow up by calling them. But if we're way apart, it's just by email, and you're gonna get a lot of no's, a lot of curse words, a lot of you're out of your minds. You just gotta get numb to it because it's a numbers game.
I haven't asked you this question. You may have to think about it, but let's say you get 100 properties on your contract. How many of those actually close? They're under contract. You put them up for sale, but you can't sell them. Out of 100, how many do you think that would be?
Closing rate.
Yeah, closing rate.
Right now we've been doing pretty good. Right now we've been selling almost 3 out of 5, but I would usually say out of 5 properties that I push or 100, but I'm just gonna say 5 to make it simple. For sure I can count on at least 2 closing, at least 2.
Okay.
And that's not going through you guys. When I was going through you guys, it was a lot higher. Their buyers list is a lot larger than mine, so it's a lot higher than you're going through them.
But the other part of that is we split those deals with
Yeah,
you.
you split them in half.
So it may be more effective to, and you try your own list first.
Right in there, yeah.
Okay. What other questions do you guys have of him now that we...
What area of like marketing are you working with? Like REOs?
I'm working a lot of REOs, no Fannie Mae's. Fannie Mae doesn't have any deals. REOs are the best to me with reductions. When you give them the reduction report, they usually work with you. Sellers really don't care too much about the report because they have attachment to the properties, but a lot of REOs never even seen the property, so they're going off what you tell them. Short sales too. Only thing I don't like about short sales is you can't count on them until they're approved, and you can waste 3 to 4 months with 10 short sales and not even be able to mark them because they never were approved. I like dealing a lot with agents myself. That's 60% of our business, and the rest is direct mail, dealing with sellers and expired listings, but mostly direct mail. Yeah.
John's been successful in helping us sell some higher priced properties. Any last questions?
Bandit signs, handwritten or printed?
Handwritten.
So how about your direct mail?
Most of it, unless I'm doing 1,000 or more, is the envelopes are handwritten and the letters are printed.
Did you get the thing I sent you back last night?
What you found to be most successful? The letters, the bandits, what's your?
Everything. The bandit signs work for sure. Craigslist has stopped working for the last couple of months for some reason. I don't know why. Letters work. You have to just be on top of it. You can't let any lead. At the beginning, I was so crowded before I had employees. I was skimming on my leads. I was missing calls, but you have to treat everybody very serious, and everything, if you focus on it, I believe it works. I know the things I focus on work. A lot of people whine that things I do don't work, and they work. I believe if you focus on a certain aspect of the game, it's going to work out for you.
Yeah, most people quit too soon. They mail one letter, doesn't get a response that they expect, and they say letters don't work, and it's over with for them. But here's the other answer to that question. What works best? At any given time, they're going to work differently. So one time it's going to be bandit signs, next month it might be mailing pieces. You just got to do them, and they all work. They really all work. Yeah, go to the aoinvestments.org, and the contact information is on there. All right, Guy.
All right.
During your week, especially when you were beginning, how often did you meet with the homeowners, and what were the ways that you decided that you were actually going to screen the homeowner and then decide to go meet with them?
One of the mistakes I made at the beginning was getting excited because people wanted to sell. I mean, that's the worst word you want to hear from a homeowner is want. If they don't need to sell, most likely you're wasting your time because they're going to want to overprice it, or a realtor's going to lie to them and say, you don't take that, you can get this. And 6 months later, lower it to what we're going to give them. If they need to sell, time frame, like when do you need to move, time frame, and their how motivated they are is very important.
Some of this stuff sounds familiar, doesn't it? But it really works. That's why he's telling you.
And then in the beginning, first got started, how often, when you were structuring your day, how do you structure your day when you began, of which days you're going to go see homeowners? Was it every day or?
When I began, I was like a bat out of hell. Excuse my language. I was everywhere. I mean, I would do anything. I can get a call right here, and I didn't mind. I was putting bandit signs out in the middle of the night. I mean, I was going crazy. But now I'm a little more relaxed. I set up appointments. I'm getting sedity now. I don't like the high traffic, so I'll set up an appointment in the middle of the day. But at the beginning, I was doing whatever it took just to get rolling.
What
get
did your
some
sign
experience.
say?
Bandit signs?
My bandit signs? When I was trying to get properties, my bandit signs would say, I will buy your house cash, or just simple, so an 8th grader can read it. And I was getting a lot of short sale leads from those. And when I'm trying to sell them, I just put the highlights of the property. Like if it's concrete block, I'll put 3-2 concrete block, or ocean access, or a highlight, and the price and my phone number, and I put them up. Yeah, that's about it.
You never put the address on them.
No, you never put the address on them.
And you can use them over again if you do it that way, even if you don't have the property, right?
Right, if you happen to get a house the same exact price. I
Well,
put the price on there.
okay, but you can always tell them you sold that one. And
Right,
you
and
did.
then there's your list from that.
You're a realtor, right?
Yeah, I still have my license.
Okay, so when you did get those leads that they wanted to do the short sale, they wanted to list it, what did you do with that?
I would refer them out. My mind was 100% investor oriented.
So you
I didn't have
referred
any
someone
realtor.
else?
Yeah,
Okay.
I didn't have any interest at all. I was just focused on building my investment.
But you did take the opportunity to refer it.
Correct. Yeah, I did.
John, you use the 1-800 number?
No, I use at the beginning I was using a Google Voice number, but I was getting a lot of mixed signals and I couldn't get my call, so I just went and bought a phone from Walmart, cheap one, and just chose a different zip code and didn't use a name at all. So I just got a fake phone from Walmart now that I put on my bandit sign.
Do you still do that?
So people call you specifically?
So I got a different phone for bandit signs,
Oh, good.
because the city will get on you about bandit signs. If they can track you down, they will, yeah.
But when you go get that phone, do you need to register under your name?
No, you don't. You just need a zip code, and they just give you a phone number. Yeah, like a $30 phone.
Yeah, track phone.
Track phone, yeah.
And I learned something, just that cost $5,000.
And if you do get in trouble, all you have to really say is, Dave told me that.
And his phone number is.
Yeah. Happens all the time.
And you take the call yourself?
No, not now. My employee does.
But he did before.
But I did before, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we'd be sitting there talking about something, he'd be getting phone calls all the time. So.
Your employee, how do you structure their pay? Do they get a cut of the deals?
I give them a salary and commission.
Salary.
Salary and commission.
What kind of commission?
Commission on the properties when it sells. I usually give them a percentage of the profit. Just to usually around
Just give me an average, you don't have to be.
like 10 to 20%.
Oh, that's pretty fair.
Yeah.
That's very, very generous. Yeah.
But if they're not motivated,
They're not going to do it.
they're not gonna take the same look at putting up the signs. They're not gonna take the same. I want them to look at each buyer like I look at them, trying to get the deal done. If they just want to get a check, that's all they're gonna do. Just blah 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 and get paid. But if you offer that incentive, it gets them in the business and looking at it the way that they should and the way you do.
Good deal. What do you think was the tipping point? Was it?
I got a few deals under contract, but the tipping point was just keep going. I mean, I learned from experience what to do and what not to do. Luckily, I had good people.
With conversing with agents and stuff like that.
Right. Correct. And learning that just having tough skin. Business is not for anybody that's soft or anybody that's looking for an easy way out. You have to be tough and you have to go at it every day and respect it as your own business. Nobody's gonna hand you a check. You gotta go get your own check.
But the benefits are enormous, as you can see. So one question I haven't really heard asked is, how long do you think the average deal takes, and what's the longest it's been once you put it under contract?
Once I put a property under contract a couple weeks ago, and it is closing Monday, so it took about 2 weeks to close.
Okay, well that's a good
That's
tight
a
one.
great one.
Yeah.
I had one that when I get it, I think it was one of my first deals I got probably like in March, something like that, and it didn't close till like June. I had to get liens mitigated through the city, and
How much did you make on it? Do you remember?
I think we made like 19 on it or something like that.
Okay, if I ask you how many hours did you actually have invested in that particular property, even though it took 4 months or whatever?
Not that long. Not that
3?
many hours, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. We thank you, as always. All right, let him go. Let him get back to work.